This episode is brought to you by Honda. Introducing the all-new, all-terrain Honda Passport Trail Sport, the most off-road capable Honda Passport Honda has ever dreamt up. The Passport features increased ground clearance, roof rails on all trims, and available specially developed all-terrain tires. And you'll stay comfortable with tri-zone climate control and available features like heated and ventilated front seats and a panoramic moonroof. Learn more at honda.com/passport.
Hello and welcome to Lifetime in Court, the podcast where we discuss your favorite made-for-TV movies. Whether you love to hate watch or hate yourself for loving them, pour up a glass of your favorite cocktail and join us. I'm your host, Patrick Serrano, and my guests today are...
I am Drew Current.
I'm Trent Oldham.
Yeah, you are.
Hi.
That is correct.
How do you say your last name? I don't think I've ever heard your last name pronounced.
Oldham.
Yeah, Oldham.
I don't know.
Spelt as in old and then ham. So
I think that's what I would say.
For any kind of
Oldham.
Telemarketers or anything that I need to sign up for officially, I say old as in elderly, ham as in the lunch meat.
Mm-hmm.
Done it for years. Really helpful, very efficient.
Okay. Good to
Here
know.
I am.
Okay.
You're probably the only Trent I know, though. You know?
Yeah.
Like maybe Trent from Daria?
Yeah.
Do you want to know just a really quick factoid about me?
Yeah.
My real name is not Trent.
Huh?
My real name is Ryan.
Oh,
Ryan Oldham. And I took Trent's name from Daria when I was 10.
Are you serious?
No shit.
No shit.
That is
You
so
And
bastard.
because I thought he was so cool, and I was starting to learn how to play guitar at the time,
Right. Yeah.
So I'm
I get that
thinking
vibe.
I
I
have
get
to.
that vibe.
I was like, Ryan is so plain.
Wow.
I need edgier name.
Yeah.
And
And you just
there it was.
I got Trent.
Right.
so
on
I took it.
Daria.
I
Great.
took that shit and I ran with it.
I would have
That's
named
awesome.
20 years
myself
later, here I am.
Quinn, because I love Quinn, the
Quinn,
sister.
Quinn.
Daria.
But Quinn's a cool name.
That's
Yes.
who I would be.
That's a
Quinn.
very cool name. Quinn Serrano.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's basically, if you know Daria, you know us now. You know our
We're
personalities.
connected.
People tried to
Drew-
call me Ducky in middle school, and I was like, nope.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Ducky.
From Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, but isn't that guy like gay in that movie?
No, he's just like a friend zone guy. He's just friend zone dude.
I don't.
rude.
I don't,
And
I
I was
don't see
like-
you in the friend zone. Drew.
And I was like,
just
no.
don't
But
see
they
it.
someone tried to start that.
Oh, I see.
And for a minute, people were doing that. Hey, Ducky. I'm like,
No,
nope.
no.
My name is Drew
Yep.
Shut it
Current.
down.
My
Not
name
like
is Drew Current.
Drew Bear.
You have to
Or
establish
Drew Bear.
Drew
Or
Bear's a
Drew
thing.
Bear.
your boundaries with people.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, we're here. We're here to talk about a movie, not about our inspirations for our names. Before we get to the movie, quick business. I didn't bring any clips or reviews. I just want to say rate and review the podcast at the top of the show. Rate and review the podcast. 100 for the holidays. Trying to get 100 reviews for the holidays.
Yes.
Make my Christmas wish come true.
We're almost there.
We're very close. It'll happen. It'll happen. It might be a Christmas miracle, which might be the title of the movie we're covering, which might be called Once Upon a Christmas Miracle,
On a Christmas miracle.
Inspired by true events.
which is rare for a Hallmark movie.
Is it?
Yeah. Usually Lifetime,
Lifetime does the true
one.
events.
See, that's the thing. I'm more well versed in Lifetime movies,
Right.
Right,
Yeah,
and
me
that
too.
and that formula, right, where
Yeah.
it takes them about 3 days to tell a story.
Yes,
This one was 2 hours.
of course. This
Which
movie stars
felt like 3 days.
maybe. This movie stars Aimee Teegarden, who is from Friday Night Lights, Drew, and then Brent Dalton, who you know
Yep.
from your show,
Brent Dalton.
from your stories,
From my stories involve Marvel comic books.
That's
From
right.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah.
There you go. So you know him. He was handsome.
He's great.
Very handsome.
I've never seen him before.
I love him. He's great.
So I didn't know him. Wonderful.
He's been in some other Christmas movies, I think.
he has. Maybe I've seen him. I don't know. He feels like he would be.
Yeah, he
playing
was
like,
in the one last year we did, Return to Christmas Creek, that we did, I think.
I don't remember that
Yeah.
one. I don't remember that one. But sure. Okay, great.
Hope at
Easily
Christmas
forgettable.
also.
Okay. Oh, wonderful. Not ringing any bells.
Yeah, I don't know.
I definitely probably watched both of those.
Probably.
So this is the point where I get like oversaturated and I can't remember. So that's why I have a guest because Trent will help me remember
I'm
what
fresh.
happened.
I'm really fresh on this.
I watched this like around Thanksgiving, so
I took this
don't
job
remember.
very seriously. I'm living for my gig today.
Good.
And I'm super excited to be here.
Fantastic.
Then let's just jump right in. So we start off with Heather, okay? Heather lives in the Chicago suburbs, but
Okay.
not like Evanston, probably like I don't know.
I think it was
Highland Park.
It was Frankfort.
Sure.
Is that a town?
No, I don't
No,
think so.
but it's like, not like a crazy,
See how they
like,
lie already?
fancy town. It's just like a normal town.
I think a lot of these towns are made up, though.
Yes.
in these
Right.
movies.
But it should
But
be 'cause
Chicago
it's based
is
on
the
a true
backdrop,
story.
right? It's the opening scene. We see Michigan Avenue. It doesn't
Yeah.
look anything
And it's
like,
like,
Michigan Avenue.
Yeah, they show the bean.
Yes, they show the bean several times.
A lot.
Willis Tower, Sears Tower, however
Good
you
Lord,
want it.
yes. Heather works, or she's in grad school for nursing.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
She walks around with a clipboard. That's how we know she's important. She is exhausted all the time lately.
Oh no.
A few
She's getting really
yawns.
tired. She yawns. So really good acting, and she is at a party, a nurse's party, and she just like falls over at the party.
Oh no.
And you're like, oh my God,
Oh no.
Heather, are you okay?
And with her face fully beat, by the way, looking
know.
fabulous. She really is a beautiful, beautiful woman, I have
yes.
to say.
Yeah.
Well, most of these actresses are. It's
I
required.
mean, it's a requirement.
Right. Her mom takes her to the hospital and she's like, you need to get checked out. You've been feeling bad for a long time now, and this is not okay. And Heather's like, well, I'm studying a lot. I'm a student. Like, what do you want from me? So then we flash to Chris. Okay. He's a handsome soldier.
Yes.
Oh.
He's back from the army. I don't know what.
Yeah,
Marine Corps.
Back from
Yeah,
war.
something.
Yeah.
He's back from war.
And he works at a Christmas tree farm or a hardware store or whatever
or
it is.
something. Yeah.
And he is trying to like make a difference in the world. That's like what he wants to do.
He has some wanderlust. Yes.
does.
He
Yeah.
wants to travel. He can't be tethered,
Right.
right?
And he is living at home with his mom, and she like is supportive. Oh my God, who is texting me right now?
Probably rich.
I'm turning off my notifications.
Son of a bitch.
It might be Sarah, and she might be getting me dinner, so I'm just going to check this because I got to get dinner. Okay, I'm really hungry. So
I don't want to interrupt your process. I'm just here. I've got my wine. You do your thing.
So at the doctor's office, which is basically a house, like the doctor's
What
office.
is that? What is up with that doctor's office? It honestly looked like a Lady Gregory's. If you're a local Chicagoan, you'll know
Yes.
like a study that also and these doctors are breaking the news terribly, might I add,
Right.
with all of this serious like gaze of you don't have much time. It's like you would never
No.
Like a
diagnose your
Yeah, a
illness
doctor
in such a
wouldn't-
way.
Yeah, just be like, look, we don't know.
And it's like two actors. They're in like white coats, and they're just like, "Hi, we're doctors. Do you see our outfits?"
I love that when she
Hi,
she
we're doctors.
filled in
You
the
don't
blank
have much
for
time.
them. You
Right.
know,
She's like, I am a nurse student, so you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
But it turns out, I wrote down what she has. She has stage 4 liver disease,
Stage 4 liver disease.
AIH.
AIH, and that's when the body attacks the liver. I'm not sure why.
So when the
or where it came
when the
from.
body when your liver
It's
is
an
just
idiopathic disease,
What does
Oh.
that mean?
Oh.
meaning there's no rhyme or reason.
Okay.
There's not a lot of knowledge about the diagnosis.
Okay.
Right.
So it's just going like
Yeah.
it's just like your body.
I went to
hates-
massage school, so I know what I'm
You
talking
know
about.
everything about this. And she is put on the transplant list, excuse me, and they're like, but it'd be better to get a living donor because you could be on that list for a long time. And you
Yes.
need it like right away.
Mhm.
But it's
Stage
less
4.
than 5%,
Yes.
right?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's the official statistic.
that they put in the movie at the credits.
Like in the beginning credits.
They put it at the end. They don't want to spoil the
okay.
whole disease.
I was gonna
at the
say, I was
beginning.
like,
they
maybe
want you
it's-
to think it's a Christmas movie and then be like bamboozled by like, what?
Like boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Liver disease movie.
Yes.
So she's in a pickle.
She is.
She's in a health pickle.
And it's going to be hard to find a match because apparently there's all these like things that have to match up to be a good liver match.
Blood
Yeah.
type.
And living donor.
Yeah.
Somebody has to give you a piece of their liver.
Like just a piece, just like part
Not
of
the
it.
whole thing. The liver regenerates, they said.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
This is true.
So,
Oh yeah.
so yes.
Okay.
But, how are they going to do this? Well, of course, they're going to do this on social media. They're going to do this on like article in the paper. They're going to do this by flyering the town.
Flyering like with paper.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And
Oh,
the
okay.
flyer is like a
Okay.
picture.
It's getting real
a
Seventh
picture
Heaven in here,
of
you know?
Heather.
Mhm.
Picture of Heather. She's like in a little sweater, and it's like, Heather needs a liver. And then
Help this bitch get a liver, dude.
underneath is a whole story about it. It's like the longest flyer I've ever seen. I'm like, no one's going to read that. No one's going to stop.
And, you know, I feel like Aimee Teegarden, that's her name, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she went with one physical acting choice, and it was folded arms and a flexed neck. Everything was centered here.
She's showing her vulnerability
Very
in her
vulnerable.
liver. She took it very literally. So she's covering her
But that's
essential
not how
organs.
that would. You wouldn't like. You don't feel your liver.
Well, when I got heart surgery, I always had my hands over my heart like I was doing the Pledge of Allegiance. You know? Same thing. I get it. No, not
Hands
true.
over hearts or hearts and hands. Wasn't that the organization that
Oh, it was.
That made
he was a part of?
That made
right?
you live. Yeah.
It all
It-
comes
it
together.
saved my life. It saved my life. No, the doctors saved my life because that's what doctors do. Not in this movie, though, because they're just actors in lab coats.
In this
Reciting
one,
dialogue.
Santa Claus does.
Yes.
Is my prediction.
So Heather wants Christmas to be perfect because it could be her last Christmas, but she doesn't say that. It's just implied, and everyone's like kind of helping her
Sure.
get that going. They decorate a tree. They make a gingerbread house. They do like ugly Christmas sweater party, like all these things. I'm jumping, but I'm not like I'm just like setting it up so Drew knows what to expect, so he doesn't get scared.
Yeah,
He
I don't
gets-
want to be scared.
He
I
gets
get
scared by
I get scared
Drew.
sometimes and confused and scared
and shocked.
Well, hugs
That's right.
abound here. you
Right.
know? So don't you worry.
Okay.
And there's a Christmas dinner that happens at the cabin every year. She's really like that has to happen. That's my favorite tradition.
There's a 5-point like checklist,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's very enthusiastic.
A 5-point checklist.
Yeah. The Christmas shopping on Michigan Avenue, something about
Okay.
eggnog at Stanton's. And it's a whole list. I mean, these people are crazy about Christmas. I've
Okay.
never seen anything like it before.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
from the South.
And-
So that's saying a lot.
And this list actually happens a lot in Hallmark movies, Trent. So like,
Yeah, they
it
have a
is
list.
It is a thing. I appreciate a list because then I know. Like for my notes, I'm like, all right, it's like my thesis, and I just go through the paragraphs.
This is your system of checks and balances.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So Chris invites Heather to. Oh wait, no, I skipped. Wait, how does Chris find out about the liver?
Oh, it's the, if I may, it was her sister. Her sister comes to the Christmas tree place and talks to the cousin.
Oh, and he overhears.
And they're trying. He overhears, and he's thinking, you know, you don't have to go away to make a difference. And so, light bulb,
Oh, okay.
right?
Right. So
Sure.
then he decides he wants to like get tested to see if he's going to be a match. Okay.
Oh.
They met previously before all this liver stuff happened at a bar.
Yeah, I was gonna
She
ask.
was on a date and he was on a date and they met at the bar and they were having bad dates and he made a joke about her sweater and she was like,
Which
that
she
was-
had every right to, by the way. That was an ugly
She
sweater.
was wearing like it was like snowflakes across the collar.
Yeah.
Like big snowflakes.
Yeah.
He's like, looks like the decor in here fell on you. And she's like, what?
Nice.
And he's like,
Good
the
one.
decor, it fell on you. And she's like, that's a terrible joke and you're a terrible person.
And he's
Bye.
like, that's incorrect.
At least
That's a
he
great joke."
tried. I
Yeah.
mean,
He's like, that isn't correct.
She did
It's a
give
great
him points
joke,
for
and I am
trying.
the-
Yeah.
And then she was like, good luck getting a drink because you're a dude and you aren't me.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm, mhm.
And he didn't get
Yeah.
a drink.
That's
So Chris invites Heather to lunch. And because I think he matches. Or no, he doesn't know yet. He's just like, I'm going to get tested. And she's like, that's amazing. So they go to lunch. They recognize each other. They order some eggnog and they're like really getting along.
Okay.
They drink eggnog a lot in this movie.
it's
Yeah.
a staple.
Right? Like,
Well, I feel like that's part of that's Hallmark's way of allowing drinking in their thing.
There's always a teacup full of something. Tea, eggnog.
right.
or just like
brandy.
allowing drinking alcohol. You're like, well, you can drink alcohol, but it has to be an eggnog because this is Hallmark.
Well, yeah.
Because you can't like have somebody do a shot.
Never.
Especially
Never.
with
Hallmark.
a
This
movie
isn't Coyote Ugly.
on the
Right.
heels of liver disease. I
That's-
mean, are we crazy?
Well, that's what
This
I was
isn't
thinking. I'm like,
Lifetime.
oh, we're
This
liver
is a
disease.
Lifetime movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, so at the lunch, Chris tells her that he's a match, and she's like, "What? This is crazy. I
Which-
can't believe this.
That's a HIPAA violation.
really?
How would he know?
Oh,
You know, continuity. I'm just saying.
Well, how would
how
he-
would he know about her blood type? Like, why would the doctors tell him that they matched if that is a part of her personal medical
that's
history?
true. Yeah,
they
he wouldn't
wouldn't.
tell
HIPAA
her.
violation.
Yeah.
But she's like, "Oh my god,
Keeping 'em honest.
They hug, and
Oh my
she's
God.
like, they have so much in common. Like they have
Yeah.
the same views on things. She takes him to meet the family, and they have a cookie party, as you do.
They have a cookie
The
party.
Kruger family Christmas exchange.
Yeah, her
Christmas
last name's
cookie
Kruger.
exchange.
Good.
Which
Heather
if there's any
Kruger.
Nightmare on Elm Street fans, it's as if Heather Langenkamp would be married to Freddy Krueger, and it would be Heather Kruger.
Oh,
Kind of weird. For me,
there
that
you
was
go.
a little.
I get you.
All these movies are one step away from being a horror movie.
All of these are.
So there you go. We're back at the doctor's office, air quotes, and it's really a house with doctors in it. Chris and Heather booked the appointment for the operation like a hair appointment. You know, they're like, "Are you good? Are you free on Wednesday at 5? Yes, me too.
Yeah, sure,
Great.
cool.
Pencil us in for that." And it's like so easy. They're like told they'll be out of the hospital in no time, and they'll be able to spend Christmas like with their families. You know, so it's like it's not a big deal, but it seems like it would be a really big deal. 7
to 10 days in a hospital,
right?
Out just in time for Christmas.
No problem.
Like they're going to be feeling great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Everyone will be
since
fine.
it's Hallmark, we get the operation, and the operation is not Grey's Anatomy style. It is they are holding hands. They're not even getting wheeled anywhere. They're just holding hands. They're on beds, maybe, or I don't even think they're on beds. I think they're just walking into the place.
It happened
when you
so
say-
quickly,
It
you
was-
know, or maybe it didn't happen at all. And
when
I
you
just
say
missed it.
when you
Right.
say Grey's Anatomy style,
I mean, like you see the patient. They're in the scrubs. They're
okay.
they're like have an IV, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going into Twilight now, and I'm gonna be weird." No, it's like they have their backpacks, and they're like going to sleepaway camp. You know, and the parents like wave
surgery
goodbye.
Kind of is that, I guess. You're just going like, well,
But there's a
who knows?
room where
Here we
you go in, where your family comes, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
you say goodbye, and then they wheel you
It's
away.
called the
I wanted them to be wheeled away.
process.
So they
Yes.
weren't wheeled away.
They weren't.
Okay.
And we don't see them like in surgery, or we don't see them like waking up from surgery. Like
Yeah.
they're just like, I mean,
Were there complications? You know, could have.
Where the writer / director obviously
experience.
has no experience. in
Stakes weren't
surgery.
high enough. Not for me.
Yeah.
no. And
Yep.
there's
Yep.
so we're after the surgery now, and Heather and Chris are like talking. Like, oh, surgery was fine, funny,
Yeah.
and they laugh and like, oh, my side hurts from laughing. Don't make me
yeah.
laugh. Oh, that's the worst thing that happens.
And I'm not sure, but I think he pointed to the wrong side of
Oh,
his
sure. I was
stomach.
like, this is so.
That's not where your liver is, sir.
He's like, ow, my neck.
Heather did go to nursing school, guys. Don't remember, so she knows about all this stuff. So she bamboozles a nurse to like check her chart so she can sneak away and go talk to Chris more. And they spend like, I guess, their recovery time watching movies and eating popcorn and laughing and on a couch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm depicted, Drew. That's what happens.
Okay. So it was okay.
So it's
Okay.
a week later. Heather's at the ugly Christmas sweater party, and it's like the surgery never happened. She like gets up from a chair and she's
She's
like,
all good.
she like winces. She's like, ow. I worked out really hard at the gym, and I have a
She's
cramp.
all,
You know?
she's
Yeah.
good to go.
Yeah.
She's good to go, man.
It's
No problem.
light. It's light liver transplants.
Just a
lighthearted fun.
Little bit
Yeah.
just a little bit of liver transplant, not a problem.
But they haven't talked since they left the hospital. So they're trying to give each other space, but they're like so in love, you know. But they haven't talked, and she's like, "It's weird,
What?
but I don't want to like overstep. He already gave me a piece of his liver, so what more can I ask?"
Boggles my mind.
Right.
Still, you know, you go through this like life-changing experience, right?
Yeah.
Liver,
Yes.
you're sacrificing so much of yourself, and then you're feeling all this gratitude, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like the telephone game, you know?
Totally.
Oh, I don't want to call her. I don't want to bother. Oh, I don't want to call. It might. He might be busy.
Just not
Pick up
really.
the phone.
It would have been like, hey, how's my liver doing in you?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
That would be the
There's
best
so many
joke.
natural ways to break the ice
Be
from
the-
this point forward.
What a fun way to break the. Hey, how's my liver doing inside of you
Yes.
being your liver?
Yeah.
How's my liver being your liver?
Right.
But don't worry, Drew, because literally in the next scene, they're back talking to each other and walking downtown Chicago.
Okay.
So
Thank God.
it didn't last for too long.
Yeah.
Us talking about it lasted longer than it did in the
That's
movie.
true. That's true.
Fair enough.
And they're chit-chatting, and he learns that Heather can't go back to nursing school because she has bills that are like overwhelming her from the medical costs. And he's like, that is not going to happen. I'm going to make a fundraiser for her.
Yeah.
In like
Goes to her
a
parents.
few days, he's going to throw a Christmas Eve fundraiser.
Less
gonna
than a
get-
week.
he's
Less
gonna-
than a week. He's going to put on a Christmas gala
Fun- yeah.
fundraiser.
and he gets
Like a
the parent-
physical
Uh-huh.
GoFundMe.
like dressed
Yeah.
up, everything. Not
Alright.
a internet.
Not an internet GoFundMe, a physical one.
They got a venue, they got a caterer, They got everything going
Cost
on
a
Christmas
lot.
Eve.
Costing a
Costing
lot of money.
Should have just donated that money to
And
her.
he wanted to do this
a ton of
because
money to do it.
Christmas is her favorite time. And he's discussing it with her parents, and I think her father said something like, well, look at this place. I mean, this is all her,
Right.
I'm like, don't act like you guys aren't the biggest enablers. Like, I saw you, sir, check off on the 5-point checklist.
Yeah.
Tradition. Don't act new. Come on now.
And, they all want to keep it a surprise from Heather because she got a new liver, so they don't want to startle her. Because, if you get startled, your liver, it's not good for your liver when you get startled.
Right.
But it's fine if you give half of your liver to a person.
Well, he can't get startled either. Don't ever say boo to someone who got a liver transplant.
No, you don't want to do that.
Okay.
Halloween's a touchy time for all liver transplant.
Well, Patrick,
recipients.
your heart thing.
It's not for hearts. Hearts don't get startled.
But let me
Livers do.
ask
Livers do.
you this: if someone says "boo" to you,
I'm dead. I died right now. I'm an angel now. I'm a Christmas angel.
A living Christmas angel.
It just happened.
Honey, I think
right
we should
before your
direct
eyes.
that.
There you go.
Let's figure that out.
Yes.
Christmas angel, Patrick is Christmas angel.
What I'm saying is, if someone's going through major surgery, maybe don't surprise them with the fucking thing, right?
Just don't.
Just
no.
do it or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
All that fanfare.
there's a little thing where Chris gets a job at that Hearts on Hands.
Hands and hearts.
Hands and
hearts
Hearts
of
abroad.
hands.
He can go abroad and help people like build houses or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Sure.
he has that opportunity.
Yeah.
So he's thinking that over.
Great.
Now it's the fundraiser. All of a sudden, 7 days pass so quickly, and Chris wows Heather. It's an extravaganza. Heather's overwhelmed. She's appreciative, of course, and the families are all bonded and they're all supportive. Like everyone's there. The moms love each other now.
Yeah.
But they're dancing, and he's like, "Okay, I'm considering doing this thing," and she starts crying. Heather does, and she runs off, and he chases after her. He's like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "You've already sacrificed so much. I can't ask you to not go on this, but I don't want you to go." But she's like, "But you should go."
Okay.
She threw him away.
Yeah,
That's what she did.
She threw his ass away.
Yeah, she threw him away. To save him. She hurt him to save him. Another theme from Moulin Rouge. See how it's all connecting?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And she's like, "Let's talk after Christmas.
Yeah.
Let's just let it simmer."
Let's just let it fucking go.
And it's like,
Okay.
this man gave you his liver. Can you just give him some time?
Yeah.
Give him
Let him
some
some processing time.
Also, I hope she's doing all right with her body attacking the new
Liver.
liver
Right.
that's in her.
No kind of decompression
I
time.
never heard of that,
For Heather.
Drew. I've never heard of that. So the doctors in this movie didn't say that, so that's not true.
Okay.
It felt like this liver
that's
transplant
fair.
was an oil change.
Yeah.
Essentially. They took the dipstick out.
Right.
They took a paper towel.
Yes.
They wiped it off. They said, "Oh, yep, she needs some oil."
Yeah, there we go.
You just need a liver?
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
yeah.
yep.
Well, we'll just put half of another liver in you.
So Heather has a change of heart, and she decides that she wants Chris to stay. So she asks him to meet her at the cabin. Mm-hmm. Okay, and there's it's like a cabin she loves. I don't know. It's like her grandma's cabin or grandpa's cabin, whatever.
Okay.
And he shows up, and she's like, "Okay, we're in love, and you're my Christmas angel, and I'm so happy you have made all these sacrifices for me, and let's kiss."
Mm-hmm.
So they kiss.
I guess.
And I'm like, "Okay, we're done."
That's it.
But no,
No?
the next scene is the following Christmas. They're downtown.
1 year later.
Good.
Downtown by the Bean.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the 1 year later.
and a
thing.
horse-drawn carriage rolls up. And she's
Okay.
shopping with her mom and her sister. Whatever. I don't even know about her family.
Yeah. No, the
And-
family's all there. The family's all there.
They're all there. And he
And the whites of her
proposes.
eyes are yellow and she has
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
She...
And the medication wasn't covered by
Right.
insurance, so
No. She pulls through. She's fine.
She got it.
She gets proposed to, and they get married. And then the title card flashes up, and it's the picture of the real people. And it's
Yeah.
this is real.
Okay.
These are the people. And they're significantly less attractive. But, they had this story happen. They had a movie about them.
I don't know. I thought the real Chris was kind of a daddy.
Oh, okay.
You know?
He-
Yeah.
I
he
really,
was-
I think he
a-
was. You know, there was
looker?
just two different types.
You're right. You're right. It's two different
Leading
types.
man or comedian type,
I'm
right?
being,
Like,
I'm being rude because they going from the movie people to the real people.
yes.
Right. Well, Hallmark
Totally different.
Hallmark's gonna find some.
You got to get a few
some
brunettes
hot-
in there with some
hots.
milky white skin
That's
hotties.
and a
right.
forlorn look.
Yeah, some hotties. You gotta
But
have
I mean-
some hotties.
Yeah, that's pretty much the movie.
That's it.
Yeah. And
Well, that's
So it was
something.
2
Okay.
hours.
It was
Actually,
2 hours
probably
long.
an hour and a half with commercials or
Yeah.
without commercials.
Okay.
So luckily, I paused just the right to let it, kind of buffer.
Right.
So I could
Let
just
it
fast
go.
forward. I wanted to go scene to
Yeah.
scene.
Just
Yes.
get it.
Yes.
Get it going.
sometimes when I watch these, the 30-second button is like my favorite thing because I'm like, I get this scene 30
It's like,
seconds.
got it.
I didn't do that on this one, but if
Yeah.
I'm not covering it on the podcast and I'm writing just for my blog, I do the 30 seconds.
Yeah. It's like,
That's why I'm saying everyone call me and correct my incorrections because, I don't
Yeah.
know everything. I'm not a genius.
no.
So Trent, on the podcast, we either pour it up or put a cork in it. What are you going to do to this movie?
I'm going to pour it up. I really am.
Okay.
And why?
Why? Well, because behind every great Lifetime or Hallmark movie is inspired by true events.
True.
Right?
That's true.
And so then I got, but here's a little, because I researched. I do my homework.
Good.
And I saw an interview, or the real couple made
Yeah.
a cameo appearance
Oh, did
Oh.
they?
in the film.
Were they the
Oh, yeah.
doctors? Just kidding.
I wish they were.
That would be
I
great.
because they probably would have delivered the news so
Right.
much
They're
more
like-
authentic and human.
Right.
So they're like
Humane
alive
way.
and well and ready to
Yeah.
ready to
They're-
party.
They're doing great.
They're doing great. Yeah, Chris and Heather are great.
They're both
If you were-
alcoholics. No, I'm just-
Not
but
with their
they
livers.
so the gala scene at the Gibraltar Hotel.
Yes.
that's there's a shot of them dancing in the background.
Oh, that's so
Oh.
cute.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it was a
Okay.
nice
Oh, I
little
love that. Good
connection.
job, Hallmark.
So the reason why I say pour it up is because I do like the message, right? The overall
Yes.
like selflessness and
Yeah.
and sacrifice for a complete stranger.
Yeah. And
That's
falling in
something I
love.
can
It's crazy.
I can definitely get down with that.
yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Now it's Hallmark movies and mysteries. I take it for what it's worth.
Exactly.
It's Aimee Teegarden with a flex neck
Yep.
and a shiver, and it's
Absolutely.
Brett Dalton that's tall and really squinting a lot and
Mm-hmm.
trying to show you that he's just one of the regular guys.
Just
Yeah.
trying to be a regular guy.
But that's why I knew Trent would be good on this podcast because you get it. You get it. You're not like nitpicking. You're not like, well, this happened. It's
Right.
like, okay, we know that happened. We know that was dumb.
I'm a pretty easy audience member.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'll go along for the ride,
Right.
and if I don't like it, I'll leave it intermission. I've done it before, right?
Yep.
There you go. Exactly. Drew, what are you
But
going to
you
do?
didn't leave it in
I didn't because
No.
I was at my home,
Right.
so I had no choice,
And-
and I had plenty of wine.
Right.
That's kind of the thing you need to have. Drew, what are you
I'm gonna
do?
pour it up, man. I mean,
Great.
even though the medical things are weird in this movie, I'm sure they were correct in real life because it happened. I guess.
Yes.
So I'll just assume that
Yeah.
it was actually a real thing.
There might have been some fact checking.
But Hallmark doing a real, like a true story.
Yeah.
That's very rare, and I'm gonna pour it up for Hallmark to do a true story.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm also pouring it up because, like we said multiple times, the true stories are always like TV movie gold.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is where Hallmark can really get some like good things going
They
on.
could get some good shit.
Because, they do those commercials that are like really emotional. And I'm like, those are great. Like, why don't we go that route? Less
Like
rom-com-y?
Hallmark could go the opposite of like Lifetime
Yes.
in terms of the true stories. Because like Lifetime always goes like murdery,
Like
and
shocking true
horrible
stories.
shit.
Like
Hallmark,
inspirational
this
true
is your
stories.
This is your
This-
time to be like, hey, find some good ass fucking news,
Yeah.
really good shit, and do those movies.
Right. I mean, the fact that
Absolutely.
this was true, I'm like, I can't believe it. I can't. And then I saw the people and I read the article. I'm like, it's really
I read the
true.
article as
It's
well.
true.
Yeah.
I saw the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries show.
Oh.
There was two hosts, very precocious, enthusiastic
Of course.
people.
Yeah, that sounds on brand.
That sounds very.
And so I think one of the gals, the gal host, she it was actually both a man and a woman. I was like, the gals.
Those gals.
Those gals. They said, well, maybe you'll star in the sequel. Since you're movie stars now, you had your little cameo. It was very uncomfortable, and they were like, maybe.
They're like, no, it could be, I don't know.
We're regular people.
I'm just really glad I'm alive now.
Yes.
Like whatever.
We're glad our story inspired you, and we're making money off of this. So sure, make a sequel,
great.
whatever. We don't care.
Dude, but I don't want to be in it.
But
But bless them both.
Yeah.
I'm glad that
I'm glad
their surgeries were successful.
glad this dude was able to give part of his liver over, and unfortunately, they are severe alcoholics now. Is what I read.
I will say,
I'm just
on
kidding.
the up and up.
living liver donation. Oh my God, that's hard to say. Living liver donation can save more than 14,000 people on the waiting list for a new liver. So if you want to do that, you should do that. What is the organization I wrote down? UPMC.
UPMC.
They're like a team, and they have like people looking for living donors. So look that up if you
okay.
feel like you have a strong liver. I mean, I couldn't do it because I'm on blood thinner, so I can't do any surgeries that are elective.
I'm Southern and Irish. It's over.
Yeah,
right? There we go.
My liver is garbage, but
so yes,
if
you do, and
a
it's
trash
just
liver.
a piece of your liver, and it regenerates itself. So I think it's a good thing. You should do it if you can.
Although I'll say this,
It's
my
probably high
liver-
risk than this movie made it look, but this movie made it look like everyone should do it. You also
super
just do
easy,
it.
and you can just call the doctor right out to make sure you know about the patient's
I'll say
information.
this: my liver must be amazingly strong
There you
because
go.
I'm alive right now.
Right.
Just saying.
Right.
Okay.
The things that happened to this
Right.
liver.
Trans fats,
This poor fucking liver.
vodka martinis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love a martini right now. Okay. So that wraps up our conversation about Once Upon a Christmas Miracle. But before we go, we have our favorite segment of this week and every week. What you say, Candace Cameron Bure. On my wedding day, catch the bouquet. Candace hates the gays. Candace Cameron Bure. Drinking rosé, eating creme brulee. Can't share with me. Candace Cameron Bure. Yeah. What you say, Candace Cameron Bure. All right, here we are. What'd you say, Candace Cameron Bure? The last of our segment. Trent, this is a big deal. So, Candace, there was a scandal this week. She was in a go-kart accident. Okay. She injured her hand.
Yeah.
She went to the hospital just like Aimee Teegarden. And it looked like a house. And they told her she had stage 4 liver disease. No, they didn't.
No.
They just told her, you're fine, and take some ibuprofen, and you're gonna be okay.
Here's some oxycodone and
Yes.
Little inflammation.
Here's the twist: her brother Kirk Cameron was the person who caused the go-kart accident, took full responsibility, and maybe was trying to kill her. Allegedly, I don't know.
The villain of the whole story.
Yes,
I would say the whole family
Is him.
Kirk
Is him.
Cameron.
Yeah.
He's the villain.
When he was touting all that shit off years ago, I said,
he still does it.
why are you not with Joanna Gaines right now and Alan Thicke on Growing Pains? Like, that's where you need to stay. Don't get all...
Kirk Cameron still does it. He still says this shit.
Right.
Like he's in cult form of Christianity. Like there's Christianity.
Right.
There's like loving your Jesus, loving
Right.
your God.
Right.
No problem with that.
But
Kirk
then...
Cameron is in the other realm of that, where he like terrorist realm.
And now they've multiplied. Now it's Candace and Kirk.
right. Well, so Drew's theory, and I'm going to say it really quick because
Yeah,
you
you
said
say
it
it.
every episode.
I have.
So
You say
we're
it.
going to breeze through this. Drew thinks that Candace is backtracking on things she has said in the past, and she doesn't necessarily hate gays. She doesn't really think these Christian values, as hard as she's saying, she probably believes in God.
Yeah.
That's me. But Drew says she's back.
Well, I'm
she's
just saying
backing away from everything.
She's trying to back away from her brother.
right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I would
That's
whatever
perfect.
she thinks.
That's
I
great.
would back away from
I
her
think
brother.
that's right. backing away. But Kirk
Not
Cameron,
during the growing pains days, though. I would have gotten.
I would have
next
hit that. Okay. Kirk Cameron is on Instagram, you guys. I didn't know this. She tags him in this post, and we're going to talk about it. It's a little longer clip, so we'll just get right to it.
Okay.
You know the whole hand incident.
Yeah.
My brother came over and baked me a chicken pot pie. Baked our family chicken pot pie. Kirk is one of the best pot pies I've ever had. I need the recipe. Thanks for asking about my hand and how it's doing. I appreciate all your prayers so much.
Yes.
It's doing better. It's healing. It's still pretty swollen, and I still
It's still mangled.
It's crazy.
very well.
Good manicure, though.
The great thing is I
True.
didn't have any additional whiplash or soreness on my neck or shoulder. My arm is pretty bruised, but it's just bruised. But it's pretty ugly. But that'll heal. I'm a little more tired than normal. That might be because of some of the medication.
Give yourself a break,
But
Candace.
I'm using a lot of
You're in a
Arnica,
go-kart accident.
which is helping. The biggest bummer is I can't drive. I can't drive or really use this hand to do anything. And my very sweet husband has been cutting up my food for me. Because I can use these two fingers, but I can't use a knife very well and hold a fork and a knife because these fingers won't bend. I know I'm a pretty positive person, and I always like to look on the bright side.
Here we
And
go.
the bright side is that this little injury has made me even more thankful for the use of my hands and my family who helps. And that's a good thing.
And then she goes to selling her book on Amazon for $1.99.
Don't you rip off Martha Stewart, Cameron Candace Bure?
I know.
And that's a good. I think that's trademarked. I feel like Martha has some shit to say about that.
Yes.
Candace, she is. Something's fucky, man, with all that. I don't know. It just seems weird to me.
That
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. What I love here is that we get Candace. She's like thanking Kurt because she has to like damage control because people had a shady ass article saying Kurt did it on purpose type of deal. So she's doing a little damage control. She's like, he's my brother. He made me a pot pie. He's not that bad. He's great. He's great. This pot pie's great. I need the recipe. Send me the recipe, Kirk. It didn't look that good, that pot pie.
No, that didn't look like a pot pie at all.
It looked pretty full,
It looked
actually.
like a cake.
Where I don't feel like the crust to like
It actually looked like a
filling
cake.
ratio
A pop-
was correct.
We all know Kirk doesn't do food well. We all saw the Subway birthday party, okay? We all know about that.
No.
So what Candace is doing here is having like a moment of appreciation at the end of that and then immediately pivots into selling her book again. You know?
And
Well,
she's
she
on
is
drugs,
a
too.
class A hustler. I mean,
She is.
she was on The View.
Yeah.
Lest we forget.
Oh,
she's
we'll
a
never
hustler.
forget because this is why I do not like
Why
her.
she's on the list.
This is why she's on the gay
She's
list.
on the list, man.
She's a gay hater. Alleged.
Right.
She's
alleged.
she's on the list.
She just doesn't agree with gay marriage. She just wants it to be named something different. And so that shouldn't let us
Yeah,
assume that she
no.
hates gay people,
Yeah.
right?
That's true.
That's exactly what she does.
But you know, she like, don't take away my rights, girl. I'm giving you your rights to go to a go-kart accident,
Right.
And getting your
eat your pot pies
she
and
just-
freedom.
She just stupidly says things like, businesses have rights and they can do whatever they want. And
Right.
you're like, nah, it's not a thing.
Gosh, what a scholar.
I know.
Like, what
So
I feel like I don't know where she came from. You know, I feel like Full House happened.
Yes.
And then it was over.
Yep.
And then The View happened, and I was like, oh, there's that girl from the Full House,
Yep.
right? And then
I mean, you said it,
Well,
where she came from.
she's-
She was in Full House.
she's been in TV movies,
but
though.
she left. Did she never disappear?
She was
from my visit.
She's
she
always
disappeared.
been in TV.
Yeah,
she was
she's
on
always
Lifetime
been
TV movies. She played like a rape victim in one, which we should watch that one
Oh, we should do that.
because
one.
I
kidding
would love
me?
to see Candace do like a drama. I just can't imagine.
Oh,
But yeah, so she was over at Lifetime for a while, and it was like not a good fit because she's like all about family entertainment. And then she moved to Hallmark.
Hallmark.
Yeah.
Well,
And
know your
did
audience.
perfect.
You
Yeah.
know,
She's
She
good.
was
Give
the
her that.
Hallmark- the
She's a
Hallmark
good
angel.
businesswoman.
Yeah.
She is. Okay, well,
I do
this-
think she's a genius, though. Like,
This
I do think
ends
she's
the
a genius.
saga of our Candace go-kart scandal. She is fine. Kirk did it. We solved the mystery.
the Popeye wasn't great.
over. Docuseries over. We had a docuseries about this for the past 5 episodes. So we've been talking about this. Her Instagram.
I did hear something about Neosporin. right?
Oh,
yeah. And how someone was trying to give her advice, or I don't know.
And I'm
Go
just
to your
saying,
physician,
and I'm
Candace.
just saying,
Don't you have an
I'm just
insurance
saying,
policy?
Think about that. You know what
I
mean?
did. Listen,
Oh, right. Oh,
for
right.
minutes I thought about that.
Right.
I'm just saying, think about that, conspiracy theorists. Just like think about it.
Right? What if you start a whole conspiracy? Like, it's like 9/11 didn't happen, and
Holocaust didn't happen,
Candace
moon landing
doesn't
didn't
really
happen.
hate gays.
Kansas can't. I'm on that. I'm
Yes.
on that path.
Give her the right PR person, and she'll
I
turn
don't.
this
I
around.
don't think any of those other things are a thing.
No, I know.
but I do think.
I'm
but
saying on the
I
same
should-
level
On the
as-
same level, yes. I'm actually. I think I should get on that path of like
Start your book.
conspiracy.
Start your
theory.
book. Okay, Trent. Wait, pluggy time.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. Pluggy time. Do you have anything you'd like to plug at the pluggy time of the podcast?
I'm not plugging anything. I just wrapped up a
Great.
show. I'm going to Southeast Asia. I'm really super excited about
Wow.
it, and that's my plug.
He can find him in Southeast
You
Asia.
can find me in
That's right.
Cambodia from
Cambodia.
January 15th to 29th, 15 whole days.
just to hang
Okay.
out.
Just to hang out.
Okay,
Have a drink.
Cambodians. We have like 10 people in Cambodia that listen to this podcast.
There's actually 3.
I don't know how many.
we have had 3 downloads from that area.
From Cambodia?
Killing
Or
it.
Southeast Asia
Not
in
Cambodia
general.
specifically,
Yeah.
but Southeast Asia, yeah.
All right, we know our demographic. We need to start reaching out to.
I'll
Okay.
be a part of your outreach program
Great. I'll give you flyers.
at the end of January.
Those work. I've heard in Hallmark movies. Okay, Drew, what are you gonna do for your pluggy time?
Oh, I'm just going to say, hey, you know what? I'm Drew, but with pants on Instagram, and listen to my band. If you like it, follow us on the Spotify and on all the iTunes and all the things.
You're very
band.
established, Drew.
Yes, he is.
All
Yeah.
right. I see you.
Yeah.
See, you like Candace. You're a hustler.
That's
I
right.
am I'm only a
Did
hustler.
I just
at
say
the-
you're like Candace?
I'm only a hustler at the end of this.
Yes.
Don't say I'm like Candace.
All right. Trent, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, boys. What a
Yes.
fun time.
Good, wonderful. And thank you, listeners, for checking back in with Lifetime in Court. We watch this movie, so you don't have to, but if you do, don't forget to follow me at Patrick Miguel or the podcast at Lifetime in Court. Phone number 872-267-4117, and check out our blog, lifetimecourt.com. Okay, bye.
Bye.